Episode 2. Chuck the Night Train Jones, Chi-Town's finest, Randy Dixon, and we also brought a special guest in, our buddy Amar Scott. Going to give it to you raw and give it to you straight about professional wrestling, everything that's going on, and the possible future of the business. We're going to lead off with the WWE, of course, because they are the top of the food chain. And we're going to go ahead and go straight into what we saw going on this past week. They've already booked the main event for the next pay-per-view, Night of Champions. It's going to be a rematch between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. I personally think that that's the stupidest fucking shit you could ever do. What do you think?
You can say this is bad for business. Because this shit, like I said before, this shit makes no fucking sense. It's like, you have John Cena to go get, and he was fucked up, he was so done. And then you go have him whoop the Wyatt's ass on Monday, and he's supposed to act like he hard. And it's like, for what? What's your end game? What's going to end up happening is probably Brock Lesnar going to go in that second match and beat his ass again. I don't see what's the purpose.
If that's what they're going to do, then fine. But please, and I mean please, WWE, don't have John Cena go into that pay-per-view and then turn around and triumphantly defeat Brock Lesnar, because
that's a possibility. We're talking about the WWE here. Now, for one, I personally thought that was the end of the attitude, end of the PG era, because like you guys touched on it last week. I'm gonna touch on that. John Cena was the staple of the PG era in mostly every main event for the last 10 years. To get his ass beat like he did, by Brock Lesnar, because you notice they're cussing a lot more on TV. They're doing a lot more things that they were doing in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era that they haven't done really in the last almost 10 years. I mean, it makes no sense to bring John Cena back in a main event with Brock Lesnar when basically he needs time off. You know what I mean? He took 16 suplexes and he took most of them on his damn neck. You know what I mean? So why bring him back in? Oh yeah, you're gonna repackage this. I'm gonna go in and kick Brock Lesnar's ass. No, son, you're gonna go in there and get your ass kicked. Get your ass handed to you.
If the WWE is smart, Brock Lesnar has to go over in this match. He has to, because now you've already dug the hole. You've already dug the hole to the point where he looks so good against Cena with no interruptions, no controversy, no nothing, that if Cena turns around and beats him now, I mean, that's just going to make the WWE as a whole look very stupid.
It look like horse shit.
They're grabbing for straws. They don't have a main event. They didn't shit can and put motherfuckers on shit creek so much that they don't even have a guy to step into the main event. I mean, they got John Cena, holla. Who the fuck else do they have besides John and Brock?
Kane.
What, Kane? Fuck. Get the fuck out of here.
This motherfucker, Kane. He's in every goddamn high-profile match you can think of.
Kane should do the second match on main event.
I said he should have been shit canned damn near 3 years ago. But you said still pick up. Oh, Kane still got it. That motherfucker ain't got shit. He don't want to fucking take moves or nothing. He a big slow piece of shit.
He needs to go back to DDS. Dr. Isaac ain't come on.
Fucking big red bitch.
My whole thing with the whole John Cena angle, like the way they played it this week, why are you burying the Wyatt family now? The whole Wyatts.
They've been burying them lately. If you ain't
the Wyatts as a whole, though, like,
since they got,
you're gonna take away Bray Wyatt's iconic entrance. Like that's half of what sells him to everyone, is everyone being able to interact with his entrance. Now you're doing the old school ECW, lights go out, lights come back on, and he's in the fucking ring already. You just took away half of his fucking push by taking away his entrance.
When they start getting over, that's when they did that shit. When they seen at the fucking Wyatt, everybody got their cell phones, everybody bought them little fake ass lanterns and shit like that. That's when they start shit canning. Like, oh shit, they doing way better than we thought. They supposed to be a heel, and everybody just fucking ate their faces now, just like that.
It's ridiculous.
And goddamn Bray Wyatt getting shit on, and that nigga has stepped in the ring.
He could be a main eventer right now.
He has stepped in the ring.
He should be somewhere in the main event.
Was that Harper and Rowan? Them boys on fire.
One of the best tag teams I've seen.
And they totally got passed over for the tag team title.
Yeah, they did. Can you believe that shit?
Well, they should have helped. The Usos have been great tag team champions.
It's time for them to go.
I understand.
I felt the Usos should have had the titles years ago.
They should have.
About a year and a half before they got it. But it's time for them to drop the titles. They should have dropped it to the Wyatt family on the second time they fought on pay-per-view. Now, what was that? The second match was at SummerSlam. You know, so basically, if you got a fight at what was it, Money in the Bank, they had the Usos go over. Okay, that's fine. But then you could have had the Wyatts take those titles from them in SummerSlam, then have the rubber match at Night of Champions, and have the Wyatts go over for the next couple months. You know what I mean? And everything would have been fine.
And you
but
can't
not in WWE's world.
And you can't say the Wyatts don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone was skeptical of that whole group, it was me when they first came out. I didn't believe in fucking Bray Wyatt at all.
Told you.
I was still saying Husky Harris this, Husky Harris that. I didn't really see much from him. But boy, did that guy develop. He developed into a great star to where he is on the verge of being a superstar. But before you can become a superstar, you have to hold the championship.
Any title.
And I'm gonna tell you, yeah, they haven't held anything.
But see, the one thing about it, some of your comments about Bray was because of that damn wannabe Inferno match last year at SummerSlam where Kane didn't do shit
Come back
in
to
the
that
ring.
piece of shit.
And then often the match was shit because Kane didn't do shit.
Yeah. He didn't want to do shit.
That basically
He's
was
another
it.
one of them fucking legends. Looks like Hulk Hogan, old bitch ass.
Hogan can't even walk to the ring.
When they sit there, when there's somebody up and coming, they get threatened.
Yeah, basically. Well, Scott Hall and Hogan, you got to put them in there too. Kevin Nash, and you know that whole WCW. And let me touch on something. Really, I'm just a little off, and we can get back. I was watching the show because, hey, I'm going to say this. I'm damn excited on being on this show right here. If you're a wrestling fan, and you're a wrestling fan in this local area, you need to check out this show. Quit sitting on your ass and saying, I ain't missing a true wrestling show that's telling the true opinion. Watch this damn show. But let's go back to you, Mr. I'm a WWF fan for life. Man, this dude was with wheelchair wrestling. You know what I mean? He was a big WCW fan. And I just want to call him out on that. You know what I mean? There's real WWF fans throughout. You know what I mean?
Fucking billionaire Ted.
Before I was watching WCW, I was watching the WWE just like everyone else. All the way from when my great-grandfather took me to the Orange Show to watch the live events, G Street Arena, I was with the WWE first. Okay. Yeah, I did switch over to WCW, but I never stopped. No, I never stopped watching the WWE. I always watched both shows and ECW.
In 1999, we had a conversation, and he was like, hey, WCW's better, they have the better wrestlers. He chose WCW. I rode with the WWE, well, WWF, through all the bad and the good. You know, this dude rode with WCW. Then when 2000 came around, he went back to the WWE.
Did you not watch WCW?
Yeah, I did. I watched both.
We all watched both shows.
I was a WWF fan.
And yeah, I was pro WCW because WCW did have the better wrestlers. Now, you want to talk about their talent and shit like that?
Yeah,
as far as like
that was it.
They had the best wrestlers with the worst fucking management. But that's what WCW had. But WWF, they had the best management with the worst fucking workers. Because you can't sit up here and tell me that fucking the Road Dogg was a goddamn Impact player. Don't give me that horse shit. Don't give me Rockabilly versus fucking Mick Foley on Shotgun Saturday Night when he was Dude Love. Give me a fucking break. Give me a goddamn break.
Yeah, but you can put on pay-per-view. You can put on pay-per-view at the Great American Bash, Mikey Whipwreck versus fucking Van Hammer. That shouldn't be on Van Hammer. That should be on. That shouldn't even be on Saturday night. That should be on a house show. That's it.
Goddamn
what are you talking about?
They was sucking weird about a 10-minute mark.
Talk about the the best steel cage match of all time. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
I know it was bullshit.
You know,
I know the match was
bullshit.
Come on. I know.
Come on.
Look here. I'm not gonna sit up here and take anything away from that. You guys are absolutely right about that. But let's be honest about the Attitude Era. Since we all going to sit up here and talk about truths, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. What did they do in their matches? Kick and punch for 40 fucking minutes. That's all they fucking did. They talked a whole lot of shit, and all they did was punch and kick for the whole fucking match. That's all they did. Shawn Michaels was the wrestler of that fucking group. Shawn Michaels was the wrestler of that group. Bret the Hitman Hart was the wrestlers of that group. But as everyone sit up here and want to talk about Steve Austin, the fucking topic came up when me and Randy was talking about this shit. When you start talking about comparing Steve Austin to Hulk Hogan, in all honesty, there really wasn't much difference. All those motherfuckers did was talk shit and punch and kick their whole fucking match.
Austin can wrestle.
Austin can wrestle.
He never did though. He never did though.
When he came in as the ringmaster, he was a damn wrestler.
He was a wrestler.
He was a wrestler.
But we're talking
talking about he was stunning Steve Austin.
We're talking about
never wrestled.
We're talking
Never
about
wrestled gun.
no. We're talking about when Steve Austin got the prime time. He got the Stone Cold brand. He started running the whole fucking wrestling business. When you tuned in to his pay-per-view,
And that's why y'all had y'all
the marquee match. No,
Goldberg.
the marquee
That
match.
piece of trash.
Goldberg wrestled more than Steve Austin did. But no,
shit.
let me
This was two.
Let me finish.
With that fake
Let
ass
me
record.
finish.
That's what you gonna say with that fake ass record?
Let me finish.
Motherfucker 100-0?
Goldberg
Bitch
wrestled.
was a shit.
Goldberg wrestled
How many
way
times
more
did he beat
than Stone Cold
Yeah.
Steve Austin did in his matches. But no, he is nowhere near the superstar that Stone Cold Steve Austin was. You gotta let me finish my point before you jump in. But let me tell you something. For all that shit that everybody talked, when Steve Austin was in on those main events, his marquee move was putting the guy in the turnbuckle, holding onto the rope, and stomping him down to the ground. That was his fucking high spot. That's all he fucking did. All he did was punch. He might pull a suplex out of his ass, maybe even a body slam, but the rest of it was talking shit, kicking and punching. Okay, you want to call that professional wrestling? I can't do that. So yes, I looked at WCW, I looked at the Eddie Guerreros, the Chris Benoits, the Chris Jerichos, even Diamond Dallas Page wrestled more in his matches than Steve Austin did.
So
but I'm not saying, but wait a minute.
That's why you became a WWE fan, because Benoit made the jump.
No.
That's why.
I went back to the WWE. Let me tell you something.
Good old crippler.
I went back to the WWE because the WWE started signing the wrestlers that WCW refused to push. And that gave me a newfound respect for the WWE because nobody saw Chris Jericho coming. Chris Jericho becoming the first ever undisputed champion, you cannot deny that. That was some shit that really would have never been done on WWE programming. That's why I had a newfound respect because WCW refused to push good wrestlers like that. And I gave them the credit. But at the same time, when we start
Macho Man,
when we start talking about, okay, but hey, hold on now.
Ooh, yeah.
he was all off steroids.
Hey, but Macho Man, no matter what match he worked, he gave it 100%.
I don't know about that. When
No
he came
matter
back
what.
in
He tried to give
2000,
100% to Stephanie.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Okay,
when she was 15 years old.
We got a little sidetracked.
Okay, let's get back on subject.
Back to the current shit though. This shit's gonna happen though, because this is passion.
Yeah.
But back to this shit. I don't know why the Wyatt family's getting destroyed like that. What are you doing? Why are you taking them away? Why aren't the tag team? Why is Stardust now the fucking #1 contenders to the tag team titles? You know what? I got no problem with Cody Rhodes or Goldust. They're fucking great wrestlers. I'll give them that shit. But as a tag team, they should not touch gold before the Wyatt family. But they got the Wyatt family getting their ass kicked by Mark Henry and the Big Show every other week now. And let's be honest, they give those two a great run for their money. But what is the WWE's direction now? Who's going to be your tag team now? Who's going to be your dominant tag team? You've taken all the steam out of the fucking Wyatt family. You're not even on SmackDown. They didn't give him his entrance.
Well, SmackDown. No interest at all. They went straight back to the, like you said, the old ECW.
Lights go out, lights turn back on. Hey, there's Bray Wyatt.
But what they're gonna do is, and I mean, I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion. I believe they're going to give the titles to the Cosmic Rhodes brothers or whatnot, and then you're going to have them eventually drop it to Big Show and Mark Henry, which I feel is criminal because they're just going to give Big Show and Mark Henry their last run as tag team champions when basically Mark Henry can be, Mark Henry, if you package him right, and he's healthy now, he can be in the world title scene by Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? You're not saying putting a strap on him. If you're going to have, you know, somebody hold the title longer than that, but you can have Brock and Mark, that would be nice.
I wouldn't have a problem with Mark Henry getting the championship.
You couldn't even use that.
But you
because
can't.
How they had
Right.
Brock Lesnar just beat the dog shit out of Mark Henry.
Why did
week
they
after
keep-
week. Week after week.
We touched on it on last week's show. Why in the fuck was Mark Henry told to keep going out there and doing these run-ins, knowing he about to get the shit stomped out of him by Brock
He was
Lesnar?
talking about putting people in the Hall of Fame. He was the Hall of
He
Fame.
was the only motherfucker sitting in the Hall of Fame for how many fucking months? And that's bullshit.
Hey, he did. No, wait, hold on. He did tell his wife in that damn pink or what fuchsia jacket, he was coming home, baby. And he came.
Nobody in that company right now. Let me tell you something. Mark Henry has put in work with that company since what? 1996.
96.
Yeah.
Damn near 20.
He had his ups. He had his downs. And when he got on that best run, when he was in ECW, and they brought him up to the main roster, I was proud of WWE when they put Mark Henry over Randy Orton, because Mark Henry, if you ask me, did not disappoint. But then my question had to become, how many times was he going to get buried in that casket by The Undertaker?
Man.
That nigga lived in that casket more than the Ultimate Warrior did.
But you can go
Second
back.
of all, why in the hell, like you said, this man is a main event.
Yeah.
He is a main event. Nobody has a problem with Mark Henry holding the championship. Hey, guess what? WWE, you're running out of main event stars right now.
Grasping for
You
straws.
got one sitting right
what's the
here.
problem? He's too dark. His skin's too dark.
I'm not-
I'm gonna just go ahead and bottom line it.
We touched on
He's
it.
too dark, frankly, by saying he's an African American. You look at the history, what's that, the 50, 60, 70-year history of the World Wrestling Federation or World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah.
How many times they put a truly straight African American as a world champion?
Bobo
Booker T.
Brazil.
One.
Bobo Brazil. Booker
Booker T.
T. Well, the
Mark
Rock was
Henry.
next.
That's it.
I mean,
Because you
Mark
can't count
Henry.
the Rock.
Can't count the Rock.
man, he's still a nigga.
Nah, he's more Samoan than
Yeah,
that.
they enjoy.
Look, man,
it's a
his daddy,
it's
it's
Samoan.
the soul
It's
man,
Samoan.
Rocky Johnson.
It's Samoan
Hey, you know what I mean?
heritage.
So
That's all they
soul
talk about.
troll.
He's related to Roman Reigns. He's related to Yokozuna.
Okay,
He's
and let me
related
tell you
to that piece of
Since you brought
trash,
up-
fucking horrible ass father Rikishi.
And since you
That's
brought
fucking
up
dirtbag
since you brought up Roman Reigns, if
He getting shit canned
I
too.
was just gonna say, if they're not careful, they're gonna ruin him too. They've already ruined Cesaro. Can
That's
somebody
not
please
deep.
tell me why? Why would the WWE sit up there and tell Cesaro stop using the big swing because it's too far over?
That's the WWE. That's what they did. When
The
you get
crowd
over,
liked the big swing.
everybody liked the big swing. It was almost like the Big D. You know, everybody liked it.
I don't understand that. Like, there are some things that I just don't
Love
get.
X.
I just don't get from the
Sorry about
WWE, man. Like,
Yes.
it's one of those things, man, where it's like you get these guys all the way up to the top, to the pinnacle, to where maybe they should touch gold,
They just
maybe
send it to
they
the
should
shit
get
house.
prime time, and then you cut their head off.
Yes, you sure do. But that's
And
the
you're doing
WWE
that
way.
with everybody.
That's
You
Triple
cannot,
H and Stephanie.
no, but you,
This goddamn Preparation H.
but you
That's
can't,
his ass.
You cannot keep riding John Cena's
And goddamn
back
Vince,
to the promised
and
land
goddamn
here.
Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You gotta do him like old Yeller. Lead him to the out back.
I don't believe
Put
it's
you in the
Vince.
back of his skull
I don't
and
believe
send
it's
him to
Vince. I
retirement.
don't believe
No,
it's
McMahon
Vince,
still has
man.
a big-
Yeah, he has a
McMahon
say.
still has a big hand.
He has a say,
That's
man.
the problem.
But if he had a say,
This company need
CM
to go
Punk
to
wouldn't
new-
have got done the way he did. You know what I mean? Because
Don't
he
even
didn't
get me
want
started on
he
that
didn't
shit.
want CM Punk to get done the way he did. That was motherfucking Triple H and his damn wife's
Amar,
fault.
Because
Amar,
you know what I mean?
Amar,
This
hold on,
some-
before you go in, let me just say this, Amar. Don't go calling Vince McMahon a saint on this
I'm
one.
not, I'm not.
And the only reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, his word is the word. He agreed for them to blackball CM Punk out of that damn company and force him to quit like that. He had something to do with it, because if he did not, CM Punk would be on TV right now, because Vince would have did whatever it took to take care of that situation. But he had to have made an agreement and sign off on it.
I gotta agree with that.
He had to sign off on it.
This is where I can't agree with it. Vince McMahon has probably got Alzheimer's. He didn't know if he was signing off or kicking out
This motherfucker
Kurt Hawkins or CM Punk.
Let me
You
tell
know
you
what I mean?
something.
I'm not saying that it is, but he's old as hell.
No,
Let's
I'm
say
not
it
saying
what
that.
it is.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm
So
not-
they swindled him into making that call in the first place. That's the way I feel about it.
I'm not going to push no medical shit on Vince McMahon. Let me tell you something.
The
Vince
genetic jackhammer.
Vince McMahon is still very much with it. And he knows everything that's going on with his company inside and out. And he knew all about that CM Punk shit, and he had a chance to stop it, and he chose not to. All right, Randy.
Because you know what's the goddamn problem? You got Triple H, aka Preparation H. You got this motherfucker who's sitting here. He still thinks he's still the biggest fucking draw. He still thinks that. I'm like, you better face facts, fella. Not even on your best day, you could draw as much as CM Punk.
He gets that from
You can't do the t-shirts. Nobody was buying fucking Triple H t-shirts. Motherfuckers was looking like fucking swastikas.
Except there were Vikings. The Vikings was buying it.
What fucking Norway? What the fuck? How they gonna help us here? But
He's coming from Kevin Nash, man. Kevin Nash did
They
the same
really
thing
dropped
a
the
couple years
ball.
ago.
Look,
They really
it's
dropped
like
the
this.
ball on that CM Punk shit.
It's like this. CM Punk like, hey, Make shit make sense. And if you ever look, they always gave CM Punk chicken shit, and he turned into chicken salad. Every goddamn time. You seen the goddamn fucking Blu-ray? When he was in that fucking, what's it, the SIS or the SES?
Straight Edge Society.
Parts that they didn't care about, and he got that shit so fucking far over.
They made him look like a tweaker white supremacist, though.
He gave,
you know what I mean?
He fucking sold the shit out of
He
it.
gave Joey Mercury a job. Joey Mercury still got a job, and that's thanks to CM Punk.
Joey Mercury shouldn't have had a job, so he got hit in the face with that damn ladder.
Man, wasn't that one of the worst things you ever seen?
I was sick.
When he took that ladder,
He busted open quick.
That was real.
But you know what?
But goddamn fucking Triple H, this son of a bitch.
But see,
because he got this problem, he think everybody is supposed to be under him. That's just like you remember we talked about that shit when I said when CM Punk went against Triple H, how the fuck you gonna tell me a fucking part-time, fucking half-time retired wrestler supposed to come in there, hit a goddamn pedigree, and that's it? That's like the goddamn Rock. This motherfucker beat him out of fucking people's elbow. It's just ridiculous.
I know,
goddamn ridiculous.
I know that shit pisses you off, but I want you two gentlemen to understand one thing though. Before we go pointing fingers at Triple H and Stephanie and this and that, just know Vince McMahon still has a final say on that.
Well, fuck Vince McMahon too.
And Vince McMahon signs off on everything that goes out there on that TV. So
he should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah, we cannot sit here and say that he didn't have nothing to do with the direction and all that stuff. He is still the main man in that company.
You want to talk about chickens coming home to roost? When he lost that $350 million, that was chickens coming home to roost.
Can you imagine what those fucking board meetings were about? With the real WWE executives, not the fake ones they talk about on TV, but the real motherfuckers that invested money into this shit. And when they seen them lose money and how that network didn't get it done like they said they was getting it done, can you imagine to be a fly on the wall in some of those meetings? Now the problem is, those people, whoever they are, they need to learn their place. Your job is to put up money, sit back and get paid. You should have no say on the product or anything like that, but that has to be disclosed when you're putting up the money for this. Because I know that McMahon has to appease these stockholders and shit.
Well, that's
because you're a publicly traded company. But at the same time, you know, I'm not worried about the WWE because if their numbers keep dropping, it's just like the Attitude Era. They're going to have to get ugly again. And if they get ugly again, then the fucking ratings are going to come right back up. But one thing they're going to have to stop doing, is they're going to have to stop with these superstars that they package, build all the way up, and then they tear them down, and they don't even gradually bring them down the stairs no more. They drop them straight off of a second-story building like that goddamn USC player. You know what I'm saying? They drop these motherfuckers right off the... I mean, like, if you was a guy, like, maybe, let's say me and you, we had a conversation, we didn't know each other. I'm telling you, man, they're doing great things with Bray Wyatt and this and that, and you go, okay, cool, I'm going to tune in on Raw and see what this Bray Wyatt guy's all about. And then you see what happened to Bray Wyatt on Raw. You're going to turn around and say, why the fuck did you tell me to watch that shit? Like, they just dropped him off the face of the earth. And I'm sorry, you know, we're not going to dwell on it anymore, but they're going to have to do something about that. That's bullshit, because it's not just him.
It's Kofi Kingston. He ain't even on TV.
Kofi Kingston, Ziggler, Cesaro.
Yeah,
I mean, all these guys.
Del Rio getting fired for basically somebody
door.
making a racist comment. I mean, come on, man. That's the same thing. Take it back.
Big E too.
Big,
you have Big E pushing top mid card, and all of a sudden he's off TV.
Yep.
What the fuck happened there?
Because he's black.
Man, no, we're not gonna blame this shit. I'm not gonna blame this shit on race.
I'm not gonna. Somebody need to say it. That's the fucking problem.
No, I'm not gonna blame this shit on race because
it is.
No, because you got the Wyatt family being held down, Ziggler being held down, Cesaro being held down. Race has nothing to do with it.
You know, temporary held down.
No,
you look at guys.
Cody Rhodes is being held down, ain't they? Hey, come on now.
Hey,
no, you know what I mean?
He's being held down. He's being held down because they don't like his daddy.
Well,
that's why.
That's
they don't like the American dream.
That's still
that's
why. They didn't like the American dream when they had to come wearing yellow polka dots out to the ring.
Exactly.
That's messed up.
That's Vince. Vince
that wasn't right.
Sick ass fucking.
That wasn't right. And you're gonna put him with Sapphire. You know what I mean? She should have been just sitting in the crowd somewhere in the back.
Hey, didn't you tell me that shit about Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire Clown talking about, they sent me a check, what should I do with it? Cash it.
He was like, oh, cash it, baby. It was on, look, watch that Dusty Rhodes biography. He did say it. Sapphire had a big check. She didn't even know how to cash it. Why is she even on TV?
What am I doing with this check?
Because the lady did
Cash it.
She was slow. I mean, God rest her
Probably
soul.
was sleeping
man.
outside.
Yeah,
She was slow.
now, you know, poor out,
Yeah.
you know, all right. But, you know, the thing is, you know, with the WWE, at the end of the day, man, I think what the problem is that they go in there, they draw out this big plan for each superstar and when they're supposed to hit the pinnacle. Now, the problem is the fans, which should be your valued commodity here, the fans are telling you which superstar
They should be your fucking meter.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fans are telling you which superstar should be in the driver's seat. And it seems like every time a fan, or excuse me, a group of fans, matter of fact, the universe, the people as they call them, when they endorse a superstar and they put them all the way over, if it wasn't part of WWE's original plan,
Big shit count.
they drop them down.
No,
and you gotta stop doing that. People pay to see these superstars go over.
When they hear it, they hear Randy Orton or John Cena. That's it.
But you know, people are getting tired of that shit, Randy.
I agree.
Amar, people are getting tired of that shit.
I've been tired.
You can't keep using John Cena.
I told you, goddamn Randy Orton should have been shit
Can't
10,
be.
5 years ago.
I ain't gonna go that
No,
far.
but what I'm
That
saying,
motherfucker- I ain't
he's been
gonna go
putting
that
half. I know he got the hypermobile shoulders. That motherfucker been putting half-ass efforts for the last 5 fucking
but
years.
you gotta stop putting these main
If he can't go, you take his bitch ass out.
No, but you gotta
It's as simple
stop
as
putting
that.
these guys at the last match of the night.
You had a core nucleus. You had Del Rio, you had Ziggler, you had Cesaro,
You had CM Punk.
you had CM
You had
Punk,
Daniel Bryan.
you had Daniel Bryan,
And you damn near killed him.
You could have used all of them in a main event capacity.
They could have
You know
shared the
what I mean?
whole year for main
Yes.
events
And
and
just
kept
switched it,
everything
alternate
spicy
people.
the whole year.
Yes, man. You had the horses in the stable and you refused to bring them out. That was playing out in seven.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that because look, you can't sit here. Yeah, exactly. You can't sit here in January and say, okay, the whole year it's gonna be Cena, Orton, Lesnar for a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
and fucking
Cena and Orton.
yeah, for the whole year.
Whole year.
You know, and then the one person that you do decide last year to give some main events to, Ryback, wrong fucking choice.
Don't let me get started.
Wrong choice. He got a shot, and that showed them taking initiative, but that also tells you what they were thinking. No, not Cesaro. No, not Ziggler. Ryback's going to be the guy. Let's have him work a 6-month program with John Cena at all these pay-per-views. That destroyed Ryback's career.
Fake ass strong guy.
It destroyed Ryback's career. And speaking of Ryback, apparently he's injured. He's going to be gone for a little while. Hey, bro, take your time coming back.
I just wanted to put it on Wrestling Heads. This has been a worldwide holiday season for the WWE.
I haven't felt that good.
Ryback is gone for a significant amount of time. Thank you.
I haven't
You know
done
what
that
I
happen
mean?
since Sheamus
Thank
got
you.
hurt.
Oh man, nobody missed him.
I'm gonna just be honest, because people got tired of him. Oh, every match, I'm gonna fucking go in here and brutalize the shit out of whoever I'm
don't
wrestling
take nobody's
against,
move.
and then when they try to give me their heat, I'm gonna slip out of it. Nobody got time for that shit. You too big and fucking pale for that shit. You're supposed to be taking those fucking moves from everybody. But you know the sad part is, they're not even trying to put Sheamus back in the main event. They're holding him down at the mid card
I have no
level.
problem with that.
I know you got no problem with it, but it's still going into the same situation where nobody's getting that main event.
They don't have nobody.
They got people.
They got. I know what I'm saying is they have people.
Operation H's butt buddies.
Yeah,
That's
basically
what it is.
they have people, but like we covered in the show, they refuse to push guys, man. And now the guys that they did push are getting hurt, or this, that, and this, or cats are getting fired, or whatever. You know what I mean? Now they're looking like, well, what are we gonna do now?
So now, with all that,
They starting to bet the ranch. You can tell. They starting to bet the ranch on this NXT shit. That's where it's getting to.
the problem is they get the talent, they bring them up, and then they destroy them. But then you got some wrestlers like Adam Rose who destroys himself. They gave him all the opportunity to get out there and make something happen. He just couldn't do it.
They destroy Fandango. I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? That BS dancing ball shit. He should have.
I mean, but even with that, he was over.
His
He was over.
But how long is that gonna last?
But they,
you know what I mean?
you see, their problem is one of the problems with this business is now you don't have your good old jobbers. You don't have you don't have your Iron Mike Shipes.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Them motherfuckers. You don't have that no more. They got wrestler versus wrestler all the time. This wrestler versus this wrestler.
And unfortunately,
recycle, repeat.
and
Wait a minute, hold on, they did have jobbers. JTG, what was his? Kurt Hawkins, Shag Gaspar. I mean, we can keep going. They had jobbers. You know what I mean?
But
Adam
the thing
Rose is
is-
a jobber.
But the thing
you know
is,
what I mean?
they don't even put the jobbers on TV though. They make it's just like Randy said. They put established superstars against established superstars, and they force established superstars with their own followings to do the job that night.
Yeah, true.
Why was Bray Wyatt jobbing on Monday?
Shouldn't.
Should have never jobbed.
But they
you
want
just
to put
had him
Cena.
work.
But they want to put Cena in the main event.
I understand.
To show how really he is about kicking Brock Lesnar's ass.
You know
Get
what?
the fuck out of here with
You
that
know what,
shit.
John Cena and I.
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you something about John Cena. His biggest flaw is that he can't say no.
Nope.
He will do whatever it takes for the business, and I respect him so much for that. But you know what? You wearing down. You can tell Cena's wearing down from this shit because they're just
He's been going
everything's
too hard for the last 12 years.
everything is
Too
always
hard.
on his back. He is forced to turn water into wine every time he goes out there, and I know he's got to be getting tired of that shit, man.
He can't even
It's
take
gotta-
time when he get a fucking surgery. He got to come back in 3 months.
I mean, he needs more time off.
Yeah.
You know?
He sure
I
does.
mean,
I don't think he's ever
He,
recovered from
he
that elbow.
should be at home at least 6 months belling the Bella twin.
yeah, knocking
I mean,
her
damn.
ass back.
I'm thinking he is
Poor
belly
boobs.
though. Hey,
And let's be honest, he got the best one.
Yeah, he got the
sure
best
did.
belt. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
That's what's best for business.
So the other one is she can
Two
eat salad
thumbs
with
up.
Daniel Bryan, so
Hey.
that works.
Dang,
But yeah, they to me they're
hey, I'm
they're,
sorry.
they're
Uso
overworking.
got the best.
Yeah, Naomi, yeah, she's a nice piece of ass. But they're overworking Cena. Like I'm, they're overworking him, bro. And it's getting to the point where he's running out of stuff to talk about, to where he's got to start cussing now and stuff
See-
like that.
See, the problem is
And they're-
he needs a manager, like a real. I'm talking about in real life. He needs a manager to sit there like, no, you're not gonna wear my client down. He's in. Cena's what, 36 now,
I think he's like 36 now.
and he time is not on his side no more. You know, the injuries, the neck,
It's all building up.
the elbow,
It's gonna
the
start
elbow
building up
bicep.
worse.
What was it?
It's
His
gonna start
chest,
building up worse.
his pectoral. It's like, you notice these last year, he went so many years without getting hurt.
Yeah.
And then like these last, 4 or 5 years, it's just been injury after injury after injury after injury.
Yes.
They're riding him too hard, man. You know. But
That's because Vince bitch ass don't want to make new people.
and then moving on because we can talk about that all day.
Yes, we can.
RVD finished up his term this week, and so he'll be off on his sabbatical again.
Enjoy the
Hope,
ganja.
hope to see you next year, RVD, or maybe at the Royal Rumble. But you know, I like a wrestler like RVD because he understands his role now. He
Giving
comes
back
in,
to the young
puts,
guys.
yeah, puts the young guys
He's
over.
enhancement talent.
Yeah, he does his term, and then he walks out the door. Chris Jericho too. They come in for a few months, they put the talent over, they walk away.
What are they doing with Jericho now?
He should be getting ready to finish up.
Yeah, to be honest with you, you know, Jericho's direction right now, he was working that big story with Bray Wyatt, and they were putting together a great feud or whatnot, and Jericho was doing a great job putting Wyatt over.
Yeah.
You know, after that, I don't know what they're going to have Jericho do, but how are you going to sit up here and tell me that Bray Wyatt's still going to come out and be this dominant guy after what we saw this whole week? Like, you just ruined the Wyatt
Where does
family.
Bray Wyatt go next, though?
Where does Bray Wyatt go next? What are you going to do? Because you got to start putting that Night of Champions card together. You know what I mean? And it's a good thing that shit is $9.99 now because $54.95, you ain't going to get no goddamn buyers with this
That
shit.
Night of Champions cards maybe have 2 or 3 championship matches. But it's not. It's the night of the champions.
Don't say that. Every belt should be defended on that program.
Yeah, I'd rather see Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns somewhere on the card than see Sheamus.
What is looking like? But what is looking like for Night of Champions? They're probably going to have a tag team match. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose against Seth Rollins and Randy Orton.
I hope it's
Or
not.
they
I
might
hope it's
put
not
Kane in
Kane.
there. They might put
Oh
Kane in
my
there somewhere.
God.
Kane might be the special referee or some stupid shit like that.
He should.
But you know what? From Kane's perspective too, though.
He's just getting paid.
No, but from Kane's perspective too, you know Kane got to be tired of going out there and dealing with that shit.
No, he ain't.
No, man, he getting
No,
paid.
He got to be tired
No,
of
he
doing
ain't.
that
Hell
shit.
No, he ain't. Just
got-
like how you go out there and not put people over and shit,
Yeah.
be stiff. He enjoys that shit.
Yeah, but the thing is with Kane should just be Seth. He should be the authorities' insurance to watch over their investment, which is Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Only thing Kane should be doing is getting involved in some of Seth's matches, high-profile matches, to protect the investment that they put in to Rollins. You know, far as Kane being in matches and tag team matches or being in any match. Man, come on, man. You know, I got being like,
when Undertaker goes, his red bitch ass.
You did say that. You
You have said that for a long
I said when
time.
Undertaker goes, and this WrestleMania probably coming up is going to be the Undertaker's last.
Yeah.
If he can stumble his ass out there and go against Sting and finally get this shit fucking happening after all.
I personally think that match is never gonna happen. I think Sting's
here.
Sting's too fucking scared for the fucking WrestleMania stage.
He ain't
Otherwise,
scared.
he's scared, man. Otherwise, he would have been did it. Like, that's just the bitch in him.
He took the one step. Hey.
That's the truth, man. That's just the bitch in him. He been wrestling for those fucking 5,000 fans at those TNA pay-per-views. Now you put him out
I
there
don't
on the
think it's
stage
5,000.
where it's like 80 and 90,000 people.
I don't think
So
it's
he ain't ready for that shit.
1,500.
Okay, so getting back to this whole championship thing, right? How long do you think the WWE should allow Brock to hold that championship?
Royal Rumble.
Mania.
If they redid his
But he's gonna have to work. He's gonna have to work every month.
If they
then.
redid his contract,
He should.
it looked like they might have redid it.
He should.
I think they might have redid it because he usually would have been done after SummerSlam, and he's still around.
He
So,
should.
For him to hold the strap, he gotta at least be there every month.
You say Royal Rumble, but who's gonna take it from him in the Royal Rumble?
Pick somebody.
You know what? I feel he should hold.
I thought it should have been Batista.
Oh,
Now that would have been a goddamn match.
If he come back in those damn skinny jeans, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, man, Batista, you came out of shape. You came out of shape. You didn't want to work. You look like a piece of shit.
You can look
and
at the
damn
bill.
those skinny jeans,
You can look
man.
at the bill.
Come on.
The fucking beast versus the animal.
You really could.
I mean, you sit
could
there-
repackage it, and you're gonna have that big push with him coming off of that fucking movie. But Batista already said. He ain't gonna. He don't want to fucking be a face no more.
No, he should be a heel.
He wants to go heel.
He don't need to be a face. It's war between two badass motherfuckers. You don't need no
But
face.
that means you're gonna have to have Batista come back and mow people down, and Batista's gonna have to be in shape to make it look believable. Because that last time, like you
Suck
just
it in.
pointed out, he wasn't in shape.
he got better towards the end of
Man,
his
he
run.
was still whack. Man.
No, he got better towards the end of his
Batista
run.
was smart. Let me tell you something. If Batista was smart, he'd be working on his shit talking skills right now. Get your shit talking together and get your in ring together. If you're gonna come out and be dominant and they're gonna package you to be the man that dethroned Brock Lesnar, cause see, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that they put Brock so far over that there ain't nobody in the WWE that can take him out unless they have a fucking baseball bat.
They might have Sting do it.
There you go.
But I think it's
You gotta let that Sting shit go. Even Sting right now can't fuck with Brock Lesnar.
Not
He
even
couldn't
a
pour
baseball bat?
that motherfucker couldn't pour Brock Lesnar's coffee right now. He couldn't fucking do jack motherfucking shit.
Whip his ass with that bat.
Shit. The way they had Brock Lesnar go over Cena, you can't have nobody else coming here and whoop his ass like that. I think Brock holds it to Mania.
Yeah,
But
I
the problem
think so.
is, I'm afraid that Brock's not going to be at every pay-per-view.
And see, that's the problem. I mean, I agree with you guys on the part-time wrestling thing. I mean,
And they
title,
and they
you know what I
knew
mean?
this was
Unless
going
you're
to
not
happen
going
when they
to,
gave him the belt.
you have to defend it a couple times on Raw, or just not even defend the title on Raw, but be
Go out there and demolish somebody on Raw.
Beat somebody's ass on Raw, but just don't
Brock's
show
so
up.
big. Brock's so big, he pay-per-view.
You basically like Hulk Hogan back in the 80s. Only showed up on Saturday night main events and the pay-per-view.
Hogan wrestled
You know what I mean?
5 times a year.
That was it.
And those 2 times
You know?
in Japan when he used to get his ass whooped. The lost footage. I'm gonna find that footage. I forgot who that was. Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen beat the shit out of Hogan. Put him head to head with a chair. Hogan told him don't pick up the chair. He popped him in the face with it anyway. I'm gonna find those matches. That's why Hogan couldn't do it, because them fucking matches in Japan killed his ass.
Did he fight in Japan a lot over here?
He used to go over there to represent the WWE after Andre stopped doing it. Because Andre used to be the one to represent the WWE over in Japan. And I remember watching his match with Andre where he just flat out didn't want to work at all. And the poor Jap was fucking kicking him and kicking him and kicking him. And Andre was just standing there because he didn't want to sell. He was pissed off about some shit. And they ended up having to stop the match. I forgot what it was called, but they ended up having to stop the match. because Andre refused to sell. So you can't send an ambassador like that over there.
Right.
So, you know, Hogan used to go over there and represent the
Probably went to go
WWE
drink some
and do
beer.
those matches for Antonio Inoki and shit like that. But I remember watching Stan Hansen beat the living shit out of Hogan. And that was when Hogan was in his prime in the United States. It was footage that you would never see. Like, they would never let him in this current day. Like, they would never let John Cena go over there and get the shit beat out of him. Because somebody would see it.
Yeah.
But back in them days when we just had nothing but closed circuit and our video and shit,
Coliseum home video.
yeah, they did what they had to do. But getting back on point, the WWE, I don't know, like they got to finish up this year strong, man, because, you know, after SummerSlam, man, you're supposed to have all this momentum going into your next few pay-per-views.
Instead of drop off.
Yeah, you know, because you got Night of Champions. After Night of Champions, you're gonna have what, the Hell in the Cell? Is it the Hell in the Cell next? I know that shit's coming up. You gonna put Brock in the cell with somebody? Who's gonna be out for 3 or 4 months?
Jericho.
Jericho. Oh God, he gonna be like payback from that goddamn airplane fight.
Oh yeah.
TNA, total non-stop action as they call it.
Can I just say one thing before we start?
Shoot it.
I thought they were off the air. You know what I mean? I didn't know they moved to Wednesday. You know what I mean? I saw it this week, but last week I'm like, I looked at my son, I'm like, hey, I think TNA's off the air. He was like, Daddy, we can't find the Impact Wrestling. I was like, oh, it's a piece of crap anyway. You know what I mean? Then I find out later, oh yeah, it's on Wednesday. Okay, we can watch it.
They moved to Wednesday nights as far as their tapings go. But,
Like
you know, the big news coming out of TNA this week, Bubba Ray walked away. Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, he walked out. But, yeah, you still see him on their programming because they taped so far ahead.
That's who you can put Brock Lesnar in a cage against, and it'd be a damn good fight, as long as you bring the hammer too.
First of all, let me tell you something right now. WWE would never in their wildest dreams sign him back and put him straight into a main event match.
Well, they did with Steiner in 04 or something like that. They did with Steiner or Triple H.
That's Scott Steiner, though. And honestly, even then,
Papa Pump is your hookup.
even then, you know, that was nice for WWE to do that. But in this day and age, you ain't gonna see Bully Ray come straight back to the WWE and go into a high-profile match with Brock Lesnar. The only way that's gonna happen, Brock gonna kill him. That's it. It's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that shit ain't gonna fucking happen. You know? But yeah, Bubba Ray's out of there, so that means Devon. I know he ain't gonna work over there solo. Like you said, he'll do anything for a paycheck. That motherfucker will change your tires for $40.
With those tight jeans, though.
Yeah.
Testify
on them paychecks.
He was mad because he was missing out. What happened to his sons? I thought they were gonna bring him in.
Oh God, he should have never brought his family out in front of that camera.
Oh, man.
If Bubba Ray's gone, is he taking his broad velvet sky with him?
That's a good
Who
question.
would have figured that?
What happened to El
She's a
Saban?
goddamn saint.
She is a skank. What happened to El
She used
Saban?
to get hit by the hurricane, and then she
Chris Sabin.
She went to
Chris Sabin.
Hell Saban.
Oh God,
And then
don't start me with that Chris Sabin horse shit.
And then she realized that he wasn't going nowhere but the shit house. And then she
So she
jumped on
moved
the
on to
Bubba Ray.
Bubba.
But you know, staying on point with this though, you know, some more news I heard about TNA. Their world champion, Bobby Lashley, who is remaining dominant, you know, he's kicking ass. I mean, Tommy
Beat the shit out of
Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer was the last fucking victim of that shit.
In better shape than Batista when he came back.
But you know,
God.
he's gonna be out. He's gonna miss some tapings because he's got the obligation with Bellator. I touched on it last week, so I'm not gonna say too much about it. But Lashley, understand where your bread and butter is. It's professional wrestling. It's not MMA. You know?
He'll be back once he gets his ass kicked.
No, but see, that's
You know what I mean?
what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about,
with a
though.
black eye or something.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
he
what
got in
I'm-
a bar fight.
That's what I'm worried about.
Key
Like
tonight.
Lashley, you're gonna walk over there with the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. You're carrying the pride and legacy of this company. I mean, no matter how shitty it is, it's still carrying the pride and legacy of their company. And you're gonna go up to the fucking octagon. You're gonna go up to the cage. What if Lashley gets the living shit beat out of him? How you gonna have a straight face and come back on Impact with the championship? I mean, I know you're probably gonna wrestle a fucking no talent fucking pussy like Eric Young, but either way, if you go get your ass kicked for real in fucking MMA and you're holding the TNA title, that ain't gonna make you look good coming back.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
Okay. I don't understand. He got this fucking thing like, I want to be the first, do wrestling and do MMA. First off, you're working for a shitty company like Bellator. First off. Secondly, you're working for a shitty wrestling company in TNA. Second off, if he was in a real fucking company and if they wasn't linked by the fucking station that they own, people would have said no.
Yeah.
One would have told him like, hell no, you got to do either one or the other. You can't do both because you can't. because wrestling's a full-time job.
When you're the champion, it's a full-time job.
And in Bellator, that's a full-time job because most of the shit you're doing is training
and
stuff like
preparing
that.
and getting ready.
Yeah. So
You risk injuries on both shows that could fuck you up for the next program.
So goddamn Bobby Lashley, he need to just say fuck it, bite the bullet,
Lashley's a great
talk to Vince, and come home.
He's a great professional wrestler. Like, accept your role, bro. Like, you're a great fucking professional wrestler. This is where you belong. The square circle is where you belong. Not the 6 sides of shit. The square circle.
6 sides of shit.
And not the octagon. You're looking for 4 sides of ropes.
Like I said, he'll be back once he gets his ass kicked again. And then they'll be like, hey, him and the King of the Night got jumped in a club by the menagerie or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, the
they really
shitty
is,
storyline like
that's
that.
still going. I didn't even see that, the menagerie.
Yeah, but see,
that's a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, but see, the thing is though, like Lashley, I think when he wanted to come back to pro wrestling, he should have tried to go straight back to WWE. He wouldn't have to worry about Bellator or none of that bullshit. Maybe he just has this secret passion for MMA. I don't know, but I think his calling is pro wrestling. Why can't you understand that, man?
Some people want to be Brock, thinking he can go over there and do. Because you know when Brock called a lot of people out, said back in the day when he was like a lot of wrestlers in the business think that they're this, that, and this, but they can't go to MMA and get it done. I think he, Batista, and cats like that took that personally. So we can do it. He can do it. We can do it. I'm a big bad tough guy on TV.
No, but see,
you know what I mean?
Too,
You get in the ring.
It was the MMA people talking shit to them too. They like, okay, here, how about this? I'll come to your shit and kick your ass.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. Brock, when he first came out, he lost. He lost to Frank Mir with a fucking knee bar. But let me tell you something.
It was like a
but you know what?
ankle bar or something.
But it was a knee bar. But you know what? It didn't slow him down one bit. Now, I will say, his WWE popularity is what got him in the fucking main event picture in UFC. And Dana White wasn't fucking stupid. He's an opportunist like everything else.
His WWE popularity took UFC to the next level.
It did.
Brock Lesnar took UFC to the next level.
It did.
Because they was not talking about the UFC on ESPN and all that shit until Brock Lesnar got in front of the camera.
That's true.
When they started using that shit, and that's when UFC is the... I don't know if they at where they was at back when Brock was running this shit.
Well, now they riding Ronda Rousey, so that's what they got right now.
Hey, she loves wrestling too. You can tell she loves wrestling, and it's just a matter of time before she decides.
But now you look at that. Vince won't touch her until she's fully done with MMA.
Nah, he'll probably do something because how popular she is. He'll bite the bullet a little bit.
Yeah.
Him and Dana.
Maybe as a guest, situation.
Him and Dana do some talking. And they'll work out a deal.
Dana ain't fucking letting Ronda go do shit and make money for nobody else right now.
Not right now.
Nah, he ain't. But it's a good idea. I mean,
you know what? Anything, as long as everybody get a taste, people don't care.
That's true. Wrestling ain't too far from the dope game. The biggest question. Now, here's another question I gotta ask you guys. We've been watching this and we've been watching all these tapings at the Manhattan Center. Where's Samoa Joe? Did he get kidnapped again?
The Nation of Violence have kidnapped him again in that van. That's all I can say. I don't know.
I thought he was somewhere redoing the Jimmy Snuka pants.
I don't know. Somewhere he probably on,
Maybe he went back to Ring of Honor or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
But, like for them, their title picture, it looks like it's going to be Robert Roode competing with Eric Young, and probably Eric Young's probably going to go over in that match.
Their X Division champion.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, shit.
He beat Low Key.
Hey, it's a damn shame when he's holding the belt and we're still saying, where is he?
He beat Low Key.
That's the crazy part about it. But yeah, so Lashley is just like Brock Lesnar in TNA. Who are you really going to package and who are you going to really get to beat Bobby Lashley? Like, there's nobody in TNA that can believably go in there and work with Lashley and go over on him. But TNA, they've done some strange things before.
Yeah.
EY
So,
is champion.
man, if they put
I don't understand why
they put Eric Young over Lashley, bro.
That dude should have been fired 10 years ago.
Anytime,
lingerie.
look, man,
The motherfucker was wearing lingerie.
I'm just gonna put it like this. This guy was one half of your Knockouts Tag Team Champions. And then he became your world champion.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Man, come on, man. Like, really? TNA.
TNA.
I had so many hopes for you.
TNA.
You fucking.
And then you have fans. Then you have fans on some of these wrestling websites saying, "Yeah, he deserves it," and yeah, what? Man, get the fuck out of here. That's all I'm saying. You know, come on.
So, you know, on a more
swift kick
on
his ass.
a more personal note, you know, they had some bad news. WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, one of the best psychologists, best educators, best teachers of the game.
Ring general.
He's in the hospital. They said, you know, I read a report saying double pneumonia, but I don't know for sure. But I hope he gets better. You know, I don't want nothing to happen to Jake. Jake's one of the best performers I ever seen, and never got a shot at the championship. But his spot in history is right there.
When I first seen Jake and the Snake in the hospital, I thought of Beyond the Madden. I thought of the crack. I swear, you know, it's fucked up to say, because I mean he didn't fell off the wagon so many goddamn times. I thought it was the crack. I thought he went back to the crack. I'm like, oh God, this nigga didn't OD'd. But I'm pleasantly surprised that it wasn't that, and it's just a double pneumonia, and I hope he gets better.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Pneumonia by itself ain't no fucking joke. For them to say double pneumonia, that's like when Richard Pryor was talking about them double Muslims. Like, you just don't fuck with the motherfuckers. you don't fuck with double pneumonia. You know, for them to turn around and say double, that means both lungs, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, bro.
But you gotta put.
I hope you get better, Jake, man.
You gotta put it like this, man. And you know, Jake the Snake Roberts to me, because you know I can go off of saying the 3 biggest talents that didn't live up to their capability because out of the ring problems. Jake Roberts was one of them. Barry Windham and the Dream Son, the oldest one, Goldust. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, but Jake Roberts did a lot.
Barry Windham did touch that gold though.
Yeah, but it could have been. It could have been a lot. It could have been a lot better. You know what I mean? His runs. Barry Windham was out of this world. I don't care. He was the best in the best horseman champion.
Couldn't wipe his ass.
Yes. But back to Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts, he did a lot of things over the years with the crack. You know what I mean? The drinking, the smoking. I mean, even if you change that and you know become a new man and you stop all that, but you did like close to 30-something years of that. You know, so your body, it's like the Ultimate Warrior. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, he wasn't on anything when he passed, but his body just shut down, just couldn't do it no more. For all the abuse that he did over the years. It catches up to you, folks. And this is for the kids that's watching. And you shouldn't be no kids that's watching, but this is for the young people that's watching. You can't do that stuff and think, oh yeah, I'm going to stop and then, oh, my life's going to be great. That shit will catch up to you. Real talk.
Get better, Jake.
Yeah, get better, Jake.
And don't think I didn't hear that goddamn Lex Luger comment. Lex Luger deserves to be in the Hall of Fame one
bullshit.
day. Yes, he does. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame one day.
Bullshit.
And he will become a Hall of Fame.
Bullshit.
You're just
Lexi.
You guys
is a piece of shit.
You guys are just pissed off because Lex Luger told Vince, yes, I'll stay. And the next night he was at the Mall of America on Nitro. What the hell is he doing here?
That was criminal. Yo, that was criminal. You know what I mean? Scumbag.
You don't condemn him, condemn Rick Rude. Same shit.
I like Rick Rude. Rick Rude was a better wrestler.
Exactly. He was a better wrestler.
Lex Luger was a wannabe.
Rick Rude is dead.
Yeah.
So he can't defend himself.
He can't defend himself. You know, you gotta leave Rick
fucking
Rude
Lex
alone
Luger
now.
on the Bible channel and shit, trying to fucking say he changed.
Kicking it with Jesse Jackson and shit.
He changed.
Yo, what the fuck is his problem? Next thing you know,
I will be happy to see Lex Luger
the only reason he changed
go into the Hall of Fame.
He had that fucking stroke. That's why. He had that stroke, and that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said,
and the only reason the Lex Luger punk ass is getting the Hall of Fame is AKA the Coco Beware rule.
He shouldn't have been in either.
I agree.
With that being said, it's time for the good old kitchen bitch section of the show. What the hell is pissing in your Cheerios today, Randy?
This bald head punk motherfucker who called himself Goldberg.
2-second matches.
Goldberg. This fucking cockeyed bastard is sitting here talking about. He's still talking like he a main eventer. His goddamn problem is he thinks, hey, I should come back to the WWE. Hey Vince, you should pay me a shitload of money for the comeback, even though I'm damn near 50 years old. And then he sit here this week. He bring up this Sting shit. Oh yeah, I know why Sting didn't want to go there. It's like you always talk about the WWE He shouldn't say a goddamn word for that monstrosity of a fucking match he put on that fucking WrestleMania 20 with him and Brock Lesnar.
Whack. Garbage.
That piece of shit.
Lesnar made up for that shit.
No. Lesnar ain't got shit to do with it.
We were pissed off about that match. Neither one of those motherfuckers were working at that match.
This son of a bitch is always talking up shit. Instead of him shutting his fucking mouth and being like a normal retired wrestler and ain't saying nothing, hey, stick your head up, get some money off of autographs or something like that. He keep bringing up shit. He keep talking himself up because he act like he was this big star. Let's get something straight. He was a star in WCW. Was he a fucking big time star? No. Did he have somebody with a made up fucking record? Yes.
How many times did he beat Glacier? How many times? But that was the A1 program, though. You know what I mean? You know,
WCW
kicked that ass for 2 years.
All I'm gonna say is this on
and then for the rest of the time, this is all y'all was hearing on your forehead. That's it.
I'm just gonna piggyback on what he said just real quick, just to add something. WWE made a video for, the DVD for Goldberg, his greatest matches. Most of his matches didn't last more than 2 minutes. How great were the fucking matches? You know, they didn't last nothing 2 minutes. You know what I mean? How do you make a DVD about that shit? You know, come on. And then they make 3 discs. It should have been 1. You know, there you go.
He was the one of the most overhyped, over fucking blown superstars of all time. Fucking Goldberg, overhyped, overblown. When he came to the WWE, when he finally decided to come to the big time, when he finally found his huevos, he sat there, fucking, they gave him a primetime ticket against The Rock.
Did you just say he found his eggs?
He's found something.
You mean huevos?
He found those
balls, right?
He found those grapefruits that Vince McMahon had.
Motherfucker found his nuts. Okay, I got you.
You knew what the fuck I was saying. Point being.
I just had to clarify, you know, for the Spanish-speaking audience out there.
Okay.
This bitch ass motherfucker.
What grinds your gears?
He's still talking shit, and I'm tired of hearing his mouth. He needs to shut the fuck up. I'm done.
What grinds your gears?
Man. Okay, we were talking about talent being overlooked, talent being shit canned. We're going to talk about a guy named Damien Sandow, who was just, what, a year removed from Money in the Bank? A year removed from Money in the Bank.
Even give him the strap.
Okay, but he was a year removed from holding the briefcase. But let me tell you what is happening now for him, folks. He's dressing up in nefarious costumes, like The Miz and this guy, and you know the hometown favorite, like somebody that's coming out there getting his ass kicked every night, you know, looking like a goofball, you know. And this is a guy who has talent. Maybe if you put him in your mid card, and you could take cats like Cesaro and Ziggler that's in your mid card, and boost them up into your main event, and maybe bring Kofi Kingston back to TV. Come on, man. It's like Kofi Kingston got he got kidnapped by the Nation of Violence. We don't know where the hell he is. You know what I mean? What happened to Kofi? But my thing is having Sandow down for building him up so much, and then shit canning him like they're doing. I mean, they're making it. I mean, when he comes to the ring, I'm like, man, they're making him look like a goofball, man. He should be in matches that mean something, not coming out there as LeBron James or coming out there as The Miz and all that. The Miz couldn't wash his jock. You know what I mean? And you got him basically being The Miz stunt guy. Good luck with that. But that makes me fucking sick. You know?
What pisses me off, and this is my kitchen bitch of the week, and I've been talking about it the entire episode. The Wyatt family. I don't know what else I can say about this except WWE, you ought to be ashamed of your motherfucking selves for doing some stupid shit like that. Fucking crippling that goddamn faction when you know you had gold with that fucking faction. You had an A1 superstar on the rise like Bray Wyatt. And contrary to popular belief, he is one of the best heels in the business right now. Plays the psychology well. His in-ring is vastly improved. Yes. But that guy is a fucking phenom out there. And you made him look like jumping Jim Brunzell on fucking Monday. And that was the stupidest shit I ever seen in my motherfucking life. When you got people in the locker room that could go out there and take John Cena job into him, you're gonna send out a primetime player. Sorry, Darren. You're gonna send a primetime player out with like Bray Wyatt and have him go down like that, and then have the rest of the Wyatt family out there looking stupid? Why did you even build them up, bring them up, if you're just gonna tear them down like that? I'm sorry, you by the day are destroying superstars, and you are making it very hard to get good, credible wrestlers into these spots where the people can believe them. If you keep on going with this road that you're going on now, it's gonna be Shit's Creek time. And those little investors that you got and all that shit, those motherfuckers are gonna back the fuck out. Next thing you know, WWE might become a regional attraction again. Do you want that to happen? Fuck no. I know I don't.
I don't.
Nobody does.
Yeah, for me.
Get your goddamn shit together. Push these goddamn superstars. It is not bad for you to take a risk and get these guys over to the main event. Because I'm telling you, once they get there, they're not going to disappoint you. We've been saying it all episode and we ain't going to say it again. You know who you need to push, and you need to fucking do it now. This is Wrestleheads, and we'll see you next week.
Hold on, before you know that, we need to get some shout out. Thank you to the producing crew, Hard in the Paint Productions, and
Check out our brother show.
Thank you.
Hard in the Paint, where we go in about sports and everything else the same way we do about wrestling.
You like a sports show like this? You like a wrestling show like this where we just go in on everybody and hold nothing back? Hard in the Paint's the show for you for sports. They go in like no other. They're not gonna hold nothing back. They're not gonna bite their tongues. They're gonna tell you how it is.
with no fucking filter.
So check out Hard in the Paint.
I'll tell you right now, WWE ought to be ashamed of their motherfucking self.
Punk ass bitches.
And that's how you end it.
Triple H is a hoe.